Our next award is to the Mid-Career Achievement Award. This is given to an outstanding individual who, though young in years, has nevertheless made consistently salient contributions to the study of trauma and/or dissociation in their career. The 2002 Mid-Career Achievement Award goes to Jill Hosey. We'll now honor the 2022 Lifetime Achievement Award recipients. The Lifetime Achievement Award is the highest recognition given to an individual or individuals who have contributed over a generous span of time to the field of dissociation and/or trauma and the ISSTD. Our first winner in this category is Frances Waters. Fran Waters is an internationally recognized trainer, consultant, clinician, and author in the field of childhood trauma and dissociation. For 32 years, from 1989 to 2021, Fran trained yearly at ISSTD's conferences, including pre-conferences, post-conferences, workshops, and panel discussions on childhood dissociation. She's the past president of the ISSTD. She served as a co-chair of ISSTD's Child and Adolescent Committee from its inception in 1991 until 2021. She co-developed the Child Adolescent Dissociative course and served as the faculty director of the Child and Adolescent course in professional training programs. From its inception until 2021, she initiated the development of ISSTD's Child Treatment Guidelines Task Force. Frances Waters has contributed to this field, especially in working with children and youth in the form of developing a model for treatment, writing a comprehensive book on treatment of children with dissociation. She's also developed informational videos for this field. She's been an advocate for traumatized children, not only here in the United States, but also abroad.
Our next recipient of the 2022 Lifetime Achievement Award is Dr. Steve Gold. Steve Gold received his PhD in clinical psychology from Michigan State University in 1981, then taught at Central Michigan University for 2 years. He then joined the doctoral faculty at Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale, Florida in 1982. From 1990 until 2020, over the course of 3 decades, he was director of NSU's Trauma Resolution and Integration Program, also known as TRIP, a trauma training clinic and research center. He's currently Professor Emeritus at NSU. He served as president of ISSTD in 2004 and of the APA Division of Trauma Psychology in 2009. He was inaugural editor of APA Trauma Division's scientific journal, Psychological Trauma, Theory, Research, Practice, and Policy from 2008 through 2014. He received the 2014 APA Trauma Division Award for Outstanding Service to the Field of Trauma Psychology and ISSTD's Cornelia B. Wilbur Award for Outstanding Clinical Contributions to the Treatment of Dissociative Disorders in 2020. Steve has authored well over 100 articles and chapters on topics including trauma, dissociation, and hypnosis, and 2 books on his approach to treating complex traumatization, Not Trauma Alone, and Contextual Trauma Therapy. Steve was editor-in-chief of the APA Handbook of Trauma Psychology and is co-editor of the upcoming 2nd edition of Dissociation and the Dissociative Disorders. Steve has conducted numerous presentations and workshops throughout the world and was invited to speak in Argentina, Austria, Canada, Colombia, and Spain. He maintains an independent practice in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and is regularly retained as an expert witness in legal cases in which trauma and dissociation appear to be relevant issues.
One more recipient. The final recipient of the 2022 Lifetime Achievement Award is Dr. Bethany Brand. Bethany Brand, PhD, is a psychology professor and the director of the Clinical Focus Program at Towson University in Baltimore, Maryland. She specializes in the assessment and treatment of trauma-related disorders. She has over 30 years of clinical and research experience, including training at Johns Hopkins Hospital, George Washington University Hospital, and at Shepherd Pratt Health System's Trauma Disorders Program. Dr. Brand has been honored with numerous research, teaching, and clinical awards, and has served on several national task forces that developed guidelines for the assessment and treatment of trauma-related disorders. Dr. Brand has over 100 published papers focusing on the treatment of dissociative individuals, including the top DD studies, for which a randomized control trial is about to get underway, assessment methods for distinguishing dissociative disorders from other conditions, including malingering, and the assessment of the adequacy of textbooks coverage of trauma, among other topics. She has delivered clinical and research presentations around the world. In addition to assessing and treating patients, Dr. Brand serves as a forensic expert in trauma-related cases, including state, federal, and capital cases, i.e. death penalty cases in this country. Her 2 books on the treatment of dissociative individuals, Finding Solid Ground, will be published in 2022, and her book on the assessment on dissociation, which she is currently completing on sabbatical, will be published in 2023.